Hey, what's going on, guys? Marvin here. Welcome back to another video. So this is gonna be another Q&A video for you guys. I've been getting a ton of questions. If you guys have any questions or problems that you guys need any help with, then just leave them down below, preferably in this video. So the comment section of this video. I know you guys leave a lot of questions on a bunch of other videos, but ever since I made that crypto video, I've been getting bombarded with crypto scam comments. So it's really pushing your question way down because I'm getting them in almost all of my videos. So preferably leave your questions down below in the comment section of this video if you guys want them to be in the next video. And if your question isn't in this particular Q&A, then it'll probably be in the next one. I'm just trying to keep up with all of them. But before we get into the video, look around. The studio's looking pretty good. Just painted the wall and put that shelf back there. But let me know if you guys like the new look. I'm really digging the black with the blue light back there, but let me know what you guys think. So let's get right into it. All right, so first question comes from Rashid. He says, thanks for the tips. How do you feel about selling lists? So he's referring to wholesale lists where you go and you pay for a list of suppliers. Usually I'm not too fond of them, and I actually made a video about buying a wholesale list on Fiverr. I actually bought 3 of them, and then we went through all of the suppliers on there, or not all of them, but we looked at them and then we picked a few at random to see what kind of quality suppliers we were getting. For the most part, we weren't getting much success, but there was one on there that was pretty decent. But generally, I say stay away from it. If you have access to it so easily for just a couple of dollars, some of them were like $5, then chances are a lot of people have access to them. So you guys are all gonna be contacting the same suppliers. But the real success happens is where you're able to either create a great relationship with that supplier, or where you're able to find those suppliers that nobody else is able to find because everybody's just spending the first 10 minutes on Google and then they don't look anywhere past that. So I would say stay away from them, but if you guys want more information on those wholesale lists, then just check out the video right up here or here. And again, I go super in depth and I buy a wholesale list, buy 3 of them, and then we go through them. All right, next question. Can I use Fiverr to start on a product to sell? Do you think they are reliable or accurate? I would say it doesn't hurt. I'm actually gonna try this in a new video. I already have it planned out. I'm not sure how it's going to work with wholesale because unless they're selling you the product directly, I feel like they're just gonna give you a potential product, and unless they're giving you the supplier, they don't have access to it. This would probably work a little better with private label because they can actually find the supplier, find the product and all that stuff. But before you do anything like this, you need to make sure that you know how to do product research. You know how to look at a product and figure out whether it's a good product or a bad product. Because if you go and you pay somebody for a product, or pay somebody to do product research, or pay somebody to do anything in your business that you are not a master at yet or have a deep comprehension about, then it's gonna be the blind leading the blind because you have no idea if they're doing a good job because you don't know how to do it. So I would say get a lot of experience on evaluating products before you go and pay somebody to find products for you. All right, next question. Sometimes I come across distributors who, although have a large catalog of products, they mention that our specific order, their products might have to be brought from another supplier or manufacturer. Do you think this is legit, or should I go for it, or a little fishy to avoid it? So simplified, what he's asking is that he has a certain supplier that has a list and it gives him a bunch of different products to choose from. And once he goes to place that order, they're telling him that they have to go and place the order from the actual supplier in order to ship it to him. So they are just a middleman. Okay, so this is a business to business to business scenario here, where that middleman is going to use your money to purchase the products from their supplier, take a little cut, and then sell you that product. I would say, again, going back to the other question, is learn how to do product research really well. In the beginning, I ran into a lot of people that were doing this, and a lot of those products are incredibly inflated prices. They're just gonna leave you no margin, right? They have to make a profit themselves. And as long as that price is inflated currently, they're gonna sell it to you based off of that current inflated price. And if you are brand new and you have no idea how to do product research, then they're gonna sucker you in, they're gonna sell you that product, and you're gonna lose a lot of money. So do your research, work with some legit suppliers first, learn how to do product research. Product research is king. If you don't want to lose money in this business, learn how to do product research. And if you don't know how to do product research, I'll put a video up right here where I go through the keeper graph, and I have a couple videos scheduled where I'm literally going to break down multiple products for you guys to show you exactly what I'm looking for. So if you're not subscribed, make sure to subscribe so you guys know how to do product research as well. All right, next question comes from Brandon. His concern comes from shipping costs from supplier to Amazon. How do I know the shipping costs when looking at an item? I don't know if all the profit will be eaten up by shipping from supplier to Amazon. I have Jungle Scout that tells me the Amazon fees, but I think that only includes shipping from Amazon to buyer. So when you're creating a shipment, you're gonna pay for your shipping for the contents of your shipment through Amazon Seller Central. Once you get to that final page, it will give you a postage that you can pay for, and it's going to be heavily discounted if you use their partnered carrier. Now, a rough estimate that I use for shipping when I'm doing product research, so if I look at the weight of a product and it's a little heavier and I want to kind of factor that in, is 50 cents per pound. The reason I use 50 cents is because it's just a rough estimate and it is usually below this. Now, I cannot come on here and tell you, hey guys, you're gonna pay 10 cents per unit or 10 cents per pound for shipping, because you may pay more. And if I tell you something really low and you have to pay more, then you're gonna come back and complain to me. So use a rough estimate of 50 cents in hopes that it's going to be significantly less, but it is all going to come down to the product dimensions and the product weight. All right, so next question comes from Bilal. I have a question, should we start off with toys and games? If yes, what are subcategories of toys and games that are ungated other than board games? Or are we completely gated in toys? All right, so I've seen multiple of these questions from the same person, pretty much revolving around the same topic, but I already made a video called 3 easy categories to start with if you're brand new, which I will link right here. And I do say that board games is an ungated subcategory within the toys and games. But if you wanna sell toys, you do have to apply to ungate into that category, that subcategory, which I'll show you how to do in my course. But if you want to know what subcategories are ungated, you just have to plug them in and apply to add them to your inventory, and then it will tell you. For me, these questions, it's like you can do the work, right? You can go and apply that product into your Seller Central account, try to add it and see if it's gated or not. You don't need me to come in and literally tell you all of the products that are gated. This is a very, very simple thing to do. You get the product, you add it to your inventory. If you're gated, okay, now you know what to apply for. Maybe you're gating the brand, maybe you're gated in a subcategory. But for toys, as long as you're ungated in the toys subcategory, you're going to be able to sell within the toys and games category. Okay, that's the only thing you need to worry about. But yes, any gating questions, all you have to do is apply to be ungated. And then if you are able to, you are auto-ungated. If you need to apply and supply Amazon with some documents, then you are gated in that category, and it will tell you what category or subcategory you're going to be gated in. All right, so next question comes from Matthew. What are your thoughts on multi-channel selling? Currently selling on Amazon, eBay, but also considering other marketplaces. My sales volume is pretty low at the moment. With more recent sales on eBay, do you think it may be too soon to try and handle a multitude of marketplaces with one inventory, or should I just jump in with both feet? So multi-channel fulfillment or multi-channel selling is fantastic. It's a great way to add some sales onto your account. With that being said, I'm a big fan of focus. So I would focus obviously on Amazon. Amazon being your sole focus of how you do product research and how you source products is specifically directed towards the amount of sales volume on Amazon. Now you can implement eBay, Mercari, all of these other sort of marketplaces to fulfill the same orders that maybe are moving a little slower on Amazon. I wouldn't try to go and try to put the same amount of effort into Amazon as eBay, as Mercari, for example, and try to do them all at once, because you're gonna be chasing 3 rabbits and you're not gonna catch any. So have a singular focus on which marketplace is gonna be your main focus. If eBay is gonna be your main focus, then focus on products that are selling well on eBay, because they're gonna sell differently. Products that sell incredibly well on Amazon will sell well in other marketplaces, but not to the degree that they will sell well on Amazon. So just pick a marketplace. I would suggest Amazon, obviously, and then use the other ones as a supplement, but don't try to do product research for those specific marketplaces, because then you're going to be shifting your focus too many different places. All right, so this next question, I'm going to just sum it up for you guys. Is essentially what he's asking is that he's applied to sell a product, he's added it to his inventory. Once he has added it to his inventory, Amazon has restricted it or restricted him from selling it, or maybe they gated. I'm not actually sure of all the details, but maybe they gated that product or ASIN or whatever it may be, and now he has that inventory there. So he's asking, is this common, or what does he do in this situation? So what you would do is you would communicate with Amazon, figure out what the problem is, and if it happens to be in a category that is now gated or something like that, or maybe they restricted that ASIN, then you would just have to apply to be able to sell that product. Now this is extremely rare. Now I have seen this in the past. It has never happened to me personally, but I think I've had 1 or 2 students in the last couple of years that have dealt with this issue, and they were able to resolve it pretty quickly. So just communicate with Amazon, to get this issue resolved. But this is extremely rare in my personal experience. All right, so this next question comes from Gunrock. While researching products, I'll come across a product where Amazon historically is not sharing the buy box. However, I'll see lots of FBA sellers on the listing. Can you still get sales although Amazon is not sharing the buy box? So I actually tested this out back, before I was even on YouTube. And in one instance, they shared right alongside me the entire time and it did not show on the keeper graph. In other instances, I literally didn't get a single sale for months. I tested it out because I was seeing the exact same thing. What I'm assuming that a lot of these sellers are doing is they're either doing multi-channel, waiting for Amazon to sell out. Maybe they have a storefront that they're selling through, and then FBA is a supplement to those sales as well. Because in my experience, in some listings, you can still make some money and you're selling literally right along Amazon. And then in other listings, you're not selling a single unit. So I wouldn't risk it. I would stay away from listings where Amazon is showing that they're not sharing the buy box, to avoid any problems with you getting stuck with all that inventory. So I would just avoid it completely. It's not worth the test because you have no idea whether you're gonna get sales or not. But I think that what these sellers are doing is that they're either fulfilling multi-channel, so they're selling on other marketplaces and having it on Amazon, waiting for Amazon to sell out, or they have a storefront and they're selling through their storefront and they're just listing it on Amazon. Just to list it. But if you see Amazon dominating that listing, stay away from it. All right, last question. In what situation would you recommend buying a wholesale product to test the listing at the speed for the month? So I think it's more and more important as the days go on to test the product before you purchase. I have a very hard time buying months and months worth of inventory if I cannot test that product first, because we have all these issues going on with the buy box and it not rotating evenly. You have buy box statistics on your keeper graph that you can go and check. And I will put another card right here for a video where I talk about that. And then you can see what the buy box split is. And if you have any hesitation on whether you're going to get a share of the buy box or a fair share of the buy box, then you want to test that listing. Because if you don't test that listing and you just send a ton of inventory and that buy box isn't rotating, you're gonna get stuck with a lot of inventory, okay? So the buy box statistics is gonna be your best friend when checking who is getting the buy box and what kind of split the active sellers on there are getting. Testing is never a bad idea unless you have a situation where it's an opportunity buy to get something extremely profitable that sells well. Then you'll just have to assess that situation when that time comes. But check the buy box statistics and watch that video that I talked about where I linked it up here. And that will clear a lot of things up for you. But if you're brand new to Amazon, you want to cut your learning curve in half of the time, if not less. This is one of my students. She just joined back in August and we are currently in September at the filming of this video. And she already hit $4,200 in sales with about 1,000 of that coming from profit. And she just started. She's been in the Wholesale Underground for about 6 to 8 weeks. And she already hit 4,200, 1,000 of that is in profit. So if you guys want to skip the learning curve and get everything streamlined in a easy to follow blueprint, then I invite you to click that first link down below in the description where I show you exactly what to do step by step when it comes to this Amazon wholesale game. And if you're not ready for that, then watch the video that's gonna pop up on the screen where I show you step by step what to do with your Amazon wholesale business to get you going in the right direction. With that being said, I'll see you guys in that next video.